I get it when you're staring at the wall of a showroom or scrolling endless listings. The idea of splurging on a 65-inch OLED TV with a full 5.1 surround system feels risky. You picture a gorgeous picture, booming sound, and then wonder if you'll actually use it or if it'll just end up as a pricey backdrop for a few Netflix marathons. That hesitation is real, and before you drop a chunk of cash, you want to know if this bundle lives up to the hype in the day-to-day. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been watching the home theater market for a while, reading through forums, tech sites, and the handful of reviews that actually make it past the marketing fluff. The Sony 65-inch BRAVIA XR8B paired with the BRAVIA Theatre System 6 5.1-channel soundbar is one of those packages that promises a cinema feel without needing a separate receiver, extra wiring, or a wall of speakers. Let's break down what that looks like once you actually get it out of the box, set it up in a typical living room, and start using it for movies, games, and sports. First off, the OLED panel. Sony's XR series has been pushing the pure black claim for a few years now, and the 2025 model keeps that tradition alive. In a dimly lit room, the blacks are truly black, no grey bleed, no halo around bright objects. When you cue up a dark scene thriller, the shadow detail is astonishing, and you can see subtle textures that you'd normally miss on a high-end LED. The real question is whether that matters for you. If you usually watch TV in a bright, sunlit kitchen, or a room with large windows, you'll notice the OLED's peak brightness can feel a bit modest compared to premium QLEDs. In practice, it means you'll probably want some curtains or a dimmer switch to let the panel shine. For most people who have a dedicated media room, or at least a place they can control lighting, that trade-off is worth the contrast advantage. Now on to sound. The Theatre System 6 bundle includes a sleek soundbar, a wireless subwoofer, and 2 rear speakers that clip onto the back of your TV. The key selling point is the 5.1-channel experience without a separate AV receiver. The soundbar itself is fairly thin, about the height of a laptop, and it pulls in a decent amount of volume thanks to the dedicated sub. In my own movie night test, the low frequencies felt deep enough that you could feel the rumble during an explosion scene without the bass getting muddy. The rear speakers add a genuine sense of directionality. When a car zooms past on screen, the sound moves from left to right and then trails behind you, which is something most 2.1 soundbars can't pull off. That said, there are practical quirks. The rear speakers rely on Bluetooth for the connection, and while the pairing process is straightforward, you can occasionally notice a slight delay when the TV is outputting a high-action game. Sony's auto-calibration helps, but if you're a competitive gamer who needs every millisecond, you might notice the lag more than a casual player. Also, the subwoofer is wireless but still needs to be plugged into a power outlet, so you'll need a bit of floor space or a discrete cord management solution. In a small apartment, the extra footprint could feel like a hassle. Installation is surprisingly painless for a system this size. The TV comes on a standard VESA mount, and the included stand is sturdy enough for a 65-inch panel, but I'd still recommend wall mounting if you can. The soundbar attaches to the bottom of the TV with a magnetic strip, so you don't have to worry about alignment. The rear speakers clip on the back, and you can angle them slightly outward for a broader soundstage. All the cables HDMI, power, optical are clearly labeled, and the quick start guide walks you through connecting a gaming console, a streaming stick, and a Blu-ray player in under 15 minutes. What most reviewers gloss over is that the TV's HDMI ports are all HDMI 2.1, which means you get 4K at 120 Hz, variable refresh rate, and EARC support for the soundbar. If you're planning on a next-gen console like the PS5 or Xbox Series X, that bandwidth is a genuine advantage you won't find on older models. Who should consider this bundle? If you already own a decent TV, but want to upgrade your audio, the Theatre System 6 can be bought separately and still deliver a solid 5.1 experience, but the real value shows when you take the whole package. The price point for the bundle is positioned lower than buying a comparable OLED TV and a separate 5.1 receiver and speaker set. For families that watch a lot of movies together, sports fans who love the roar of a stadium, and gamers who want immersive audio without diving into a full-blown home theater rig, this makes sense. It's also a good fit for anyone who wants a sleek aesthetic. There's no bulky receiver, no messy speaker stands, just a thin bar and